Welcome everybody to our first April class. We will get started with a standing meditation and some warm-ups, and then we're going to introduce a couple new things today. So for our first posture, hands just relax at the sides. There can be a little bit of energy in the elbows. Feet are shoulder width, pelvis is tucked under, and our gaze is soft, face, jaw is relaxed, soft gaze, think soft and relaxed. And just go ahead and just relax into each posture and I'll cue you for the next one. Breath is smooth, slow. Easy inhale, easy exhale. Second hand position. Palms face up. Palms face up, fingertips pointed towards each other. I'm going to move just a little bit closer to the camera here. You guys go ahead and keep going. Third hand position, about heart height, shoulders relaxed, elbows relaxed, not pressed into your sides and not poking out. Remembering to keep your core engaged, whether you're seated or standing, ribs to pelvis. Use your core, not your back to hold yourself up. You can go ahead and hold this one a little longer. I want to talk about breath a little bit and the action of breathing. The action of breathing, of course, occurs from our lungs. And sometimes in meditation or even in singing training, we've been sort of conditioned to do belly breathing. And I just want to address that a little bit. And I just want to say that I think that focusing on the center of your body and the center of movement, if you want to focus on expanding and contracting your energy from your center, from about 2 inches below your navel, you can do that if that helps you visualize moving energy and if that helps you as a focal point. I just don't want to mix in thinking that the action of breath happens in our lungs, and so it is okay to have movement in the chest. It is okay to have your ribs expanding and contracting. It's okay, it's normal. Think about animals when they breathe. If it helps, think about a greyhound. Think about animals in their daily life. And you can see them. You can see them as they breathe. You can see the ribs rise and fall. And so I just want to address that there's nothing wrong with kind of the traditional visualization of belly breathing. I just don't want to mix the two. And it is okay if we have movement in the shoulders, if we have movement in the rib cage as we're breathing. So there's no need to try and stop that. So I think that maybe the purpose of talking about breathing from the belly is because we tend to hold that area guarded or tight. We can just relax that a little bit. So we can think of relaxed stomach, relaxed back, and the action of breathing coming from our rib cage, coming from our diaphragm, coming from our lungs. And let's move into the next hand position. And again, ribs to pelvis, core is strong. And you can feel a little bit of squeeze between your shoulder blades in the back. Just a little bit of tension there to hold yourself up. Shoulders relaxed. Hands are about forehead height. Slowly lower your arms into the next hand position. Hands are now, palms are facing the floor. Elbows are slightly bent. Hands are about waist height. Remembering to unclench the jaw, keep the muscles in your face soft and relaxed. Shoulders relaxed. Last hand position, arms relaxed at your sides, palms face forward. All right, you can rub your palms together or shake out your wrists. And we will kind of move into some wrist circles and some warm-ups to get a little stretched out. I'm just gonna adjust my screen here a little bit. All right, let's start with some wrist circles. Kind of sweeping our hands down in an arc as we circle the wrists. Loosening up all the joints in the arms. Do another nice big sweeping motion, stretching up, circling the wrists as we go down. We'll do some big opening stretches. It's okay to twist and turn your body. You don't have to remain facing the front. You can twist and move a little bit to get a nice big open shoulder roll in here. And I'm gonna adjust the camera a little bit again so you can see me. So this is a little bit of nerve glides. If you have nerve tension, let's try this one today. It's a little bit different. So actually open your palms a bit and just go back, pressing back, kind of sweeping your arms back in this motion. And then what we can do, and let's just do one side at a time. We'll do the right side first. Sweep back, up a little bit, like we've done before. And then you can gently stretch your neck, look away. Look back at your palm. Turn and open and stretch the neck. Look back at your palm. Look away. Switch sides. Go ahead and just kind of swing that arm back a little bit. Swing the arm back to the side, up. Palm open, stretch your fingers a couple of times, and then you can just look away. Look back at your hands. Look away, stretch your neck. Back at the hands. Stretch the neck away. Let's do a couple more of those. Just kind of swing. Okay, right side. Open the hands. Couple nice stretches all the way through your neck, all the way down through your tip of your fingers, and you can wiggle your fingers a little bit too. All right, other side, a little swing. Up, stretch out the hand. All right, and then we can do some shoulder rolls individually. Just kind of press each one back. Check your shoulder mobility. Again, totally, if you want to incorporate this whole body twisting in your torso, that's even better. Getting a nice roll back through each side. And then we can do a little swing. If you're standing, you can make your feet a little wider. Just swing. If you're seated, you can do a twist. Arms are loose. Relaxed breath, feeling the body opening, feeling tension melting away. Then you can close your fists, give yourself a little massage in your kidney area, your low back. And then we can do, it's up to you. I like to do hands on the hips sometimes. Sometimes you can just let them hang loose. Either way, let's circle the top of the body, circle the waist, and try to see if you can do 5 each direction. Maybe a couple more if you're feeling like you need a little extra. 2 more to the right or 2 more to the left, whatever you need to do to feel kind of opening and stretching through your sides. So then we can isolate a little bit. And this time we'll try to do push the pelvis forward to the side, back into the side, making a hip circle. This one more isolating, moving the pelvis, drawing a circle. And you can break it up like that. You can think push forward to the side, back to the side, forward, side, back to the side, and make sure you go both ways. You can make it smooth or you can press, whichever way you like to do it. We can make a bow stance. And this time circling, push the pelvis forward from the back leg and get a nice little stretch through your hip flexor. So I have my left foot forward. I'm gonna do 5 or 6, maybe a couple more circles here, feeling a nice stretch through that hip flexor. And I'm gonna switch. Right foot forward, pressing from the back forward, circling, just kind of loosening up the waist, the hips, the pelvis, hip flexors, get everything limber and stretched out a little bit. All right, so let's do a little side mobility and just go as far as you can go. You can do it smaller or a little bit bigger. Little side stretch. All right, a little wider, we can go through the legs. Nice little stretch through the inside of the leg. Again, you don't have to go low. Just kind of loosening things up. Checking in with each area of your body, just noticing how you feel today. If you feel a little stiff, a little tight, just kind of letting that go as you move. Okay, you can do this standing if you feel confident with your balance. You can circle, or if it's easier, you can grab a chair or whatever you have. And you can just kind of, you can even hold here if you like, just kind of circle, small circles from your knees. And then after that, you can isolate and do each ankle. So if I want to do my ankle, you can do this. The ankle, I think for me is a little bit easier standing, but you can do it in a chair if you'd like to, or you can hang on to something, but just circle your ankle 5 ways, each direction. You can press your toe up. You can get a little stretch from the side here. Press your toe up. Get a nice stretch through this leg. And you can point your toe. Stretch through the heel. Point your toe. Stretch through the heel. Do both sides. Remembering to go from your knee. And then you want to hang on to something, go ahead and just circle. Just relax your lower leg, relax your calf. These don't have to be big circles. All right, then the ankle 5 times each direction. Toe up, press through your heel, get a nice stretch through this leg. Relax your low back when you do this. Come up, point your toe. Drop down, stretch with your toe up. One more time. Loosening up the ankles, loosening up the calves. All right. Let's do one more nice wrist circles, sweeping overhead, loosening up. We've kind of gone through, can do your ankles, and these are nice, these are really nice ones to do throughout the day, especially if we're seated or we're feeling a little stiff. I like to do wrists and ankles and just kind of check my mobility throughout the day. If you'd like a little drink of water, go ahead and take a sip, have a little pause before we move on. Okay, is it still a little bit dark? Is the lighting a little bit dark today? Yeah, okay. Let's see if I can... It's just kind of a gray day here. The curtains are open, but it's a little bit dark. Let me try one other thing. Yeah, it's nice mood lighting, but maybe not the best to see from the computer sometimes. Sorry about that. All right, so, okay, so this one, I'm gonna grab a chair. You don't have to. If you like standing, that's fine. Like this will help a little bit with the lighting though, if I'm a little bit closer. Okay, so let's do a little bit of a repulse monkey first, since that's kind of a review for us. So lower body relaxed. So we've talked about Taigong. Just make sure you're not overly arched or stretched out in your chair. Just make sure you're kind of a little bit more the small of your back. You could think of, if you have a chair back, you could think of pressing the small of your back, rounding the small of your back into the chair or into the flat surface. And if you think of, that always helps me, pressing your lower back here, that kind of helps me keep my core engaged. So let's do the hands for a repulse monkey. So we're gonna go back, press, circle back, let the hand come down from the chest and press, sweep back, coming by your ear and then lowering, press, so when you end, just for a visual here, when you end with repulse monkey, one hand is about at your hip here. And you don't have to go further back. You're ending right about in your midline. Okay, just for a visual from the side here. Sweep back, like I said, ear, then lower, press forward. Sweep back. And if the back of your chair gets in the way of your elbows, don't sweat it. Just modify. That's a little review of repulse monkey. So Tai Chi has sister styles, Ba Gua and Xingyi. And Tai Chi is for when you and your opponent are equally matched in strength and size. Ba Gua is for when your opponent is larger or stronger than you. And Xingyi is for when you are larger or stronger than your opponent. I like doing Ba Gua, and without a lot of explanation, I'm just going to move into introducing some of the beginning principles. And so we can remain seated, and we're going to do some circle walking later. But here is the hands for Ba Gua. So you basically are making you're making a sight, okay? And if you're circle walking with an opponent, your hands are going to be joined lightly here, okay? So we can just think of, this is where we're looking, right? We want to keep our opponent in our gaze, right? We don't want to take our eyes off our opponent, okay? So from the side, and you can twist and move, right? So rather than being pressed into the back of your chair, you can do a little contract and open, open. And you can think of pressing your opponent's arm down, blocking, press down, block, press down, block, press down, block. And again, where you would be blocking is protecting your center line right here, okay? Block, press down, block, press down, block, press down, block. And you can watch when I'm changing hands, the inside one comes up, okay? Here. Let's just practice this in a smooth, fluid motion for a while. And practice trying to stay on target, keeping your opponent's head or neck right where you can see it all the time, protecting your center line. A little engage your core, little power, engage your core, power, engage your core, power. Just go smoothly. So, and my hands aren't tense, you know, I've got sort of like it's not a crab pincher, I'm not real tense, but it's just more of this, I can see you and I'm ready, okay? So that's this way. I'll just do a few more from the side so you can kind of see. So distance for Ba Gua. So we're practicing solo right now, but if you have an opponent, it's the same principles in Tai Chi. I don't want my arm all the way out here. This isn't a hard style. We're not stretching as far as we can go. And I'm also not like, you know, I'm not like crunched up or anything here. I want to have a nice medium. Like we have a medium when we do a ward off, and we want to have a medium when we are, we want to have some energy, right? So this would be collapsed. This would be overextended. So we just want to think somewhere in the middle. Shoulders down, elbows down, okay? So let's, so if you don't feel like walking or standing, you can just practice a little bit more of this, just relaxed and slow, just getting used to that. But I'm going to demonstrate some circle walking. So, and let's do this. You don't have to have a large object to do this, but it helps to have something when you're beginning in the middle. And if you had a tree or a post in your house, then you could actually have contact here with the post or with the tree as you walk around. So just practice slowly. You can practice the arm posture if you're seated. Just practice slowly walking in a circle. And it helps to keep focused on the object that's in the middle, okay? And if my object is on the ground, I want to look at the ground. However, it's best to have our focus, that object on the ground is basically just a reference point, but our focus should actually still be up here in our hand, in our arm that would have contact with our opponent. So if we walk in a straight line, we swing our legs and our arms evenly, okay? If we walk in a circle, we're not really able to do that with our feet, right? So, and especially if we're walking in a small circle, our inside foot doesn't have as far to go as our outside. So we're not going to have an exactly even step when we're walking. So we're going to take a smaller step on the inside and a longer step on the outside. And what that kind of requires us to do is to have this twist in our torso, right? So if our arm is here and my toe isn't pointing in, right? If I was just here standing, and we can do straight line Ba Gua, we can do straight line blocks, okay? In a bow stance, we can do that. However, when we start to move, we really need to feel this twist. So, and even if you're seated, you can practice this twist to this side, twist to that side. So block, twist to this side, right? To the other side. And I will just, so that I'm a little bit closer, I'll demonstrate how you could do that here, okay? So basically, if your hips are forward, you're going to twist, change sides, just practicing having that twisting in our core, okay? It's sort of like if you think of tension on a rope. If you want a rope, if you want all the little fibers in a rope to stay twisted, there's a little bit of tension, right? So it's not hard, it's not tense, like we think of unrelaxed, but you do have to have, your muscles are engaged, right? So let's just practice a little bit walking in a circle. And if you get dizzy, just slow down and focus on your hand. If you've ever danced and done, Irish dancing, for example, Irish dancing, Ceilidh dancing, anything where you're spinning around, you pick a focal point. It's the same thing walking the circle. And if you get dizzy, just change directions. Easy enough. So let's practice counting. And when we count, let's start stepping with the inside foot, okay? I want to make sure you can see my feet, actually, that's more important. So step with the inside foot and let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if you change, what I'm going to do is I'm going to point my toe the other direction. Now I'm almost in a bow stance facing the other way, okay? Not a big bow stance. And then I'm going to count, again, moving the inside foot first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to change my hands. And I'm going to get a little bit closer here so you can see what my feet are doing. Okay? So if my feet are pointing straight ahead, okay, I'm going to turn that toe in, turn that toe out. To change, I'm going to turn this toe in and turn that toe out. So right now, bring my right foot in, swing it in, swing my left foot out. Swing left foot in, swing right foot out. Okay, and I'll just demonstrate this a couple of times. Doesn't have to be a big bow stance. Just practicing this rhythm of shifting weight, changing directions. Shifting weight, changing direction. So we're controlling the center line and we're controlling the direction. This is why Ba Gua is good if you're smaller or weaker than your opponent. Okay, so toe in, toe out, toe in, toe out. All right, let's go back to our circle. Doesn't matter which way you go, just have your inside foot ready to step and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Swing one foot in, the other foot out. Change directions, change your hands. So your inside hand is going to be pointed towards the middle and you're going to step with your inside foot first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to end with my weight shifted forward. Okay, so I'm going to change. And so when we do a Tai Chi bow stance, okay, when we do a Tai Chi bow stance, we're about shoulder width. And then we step out. And for Tai Chi, we're about 70% or 60% weight, maybe about 70% in the front leg, 30 in the back. For Ba Gua, we're getting ready to walk. So what we want to do is really in this front leg, and because we're on a circle, our feet are a little bit more narrow and we're going to have more weight on that front leg, more like 90 to 100% of our weight on the front leg. When we want to walk, we need to have 100% here so that this one is free to step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Swing one foot in, the other foot out, change the hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change the hands. And now I'll demonstrate changing the hands. Let me do this a little bit closer to the camera. Okay, so if we're going here, I'm going to change hands. You can brush each of your own arms if you're having trouble at all. You're always going to have one under and one on top, right? When you're changing your hands, One is under and one is on top. Okay, so that's why we get a smooth circle. You can reverse it. You can go backwards. Still, you're gonna have one on top, one on the bottom. All right. Let's just bring that back to the chair for a minute. Relaxed, sink the body down, shoulders relaxed, elbows relaxed. Make your little targets. So, and if I try to be directly under my elbow with this hand posture, if I try to be in a straight line, that's really awkward and creates tension. So we're not directly under the elbow, we're a little bit relaxed, more like this top hand isn't straight, it's not vertical. So our hands, not our elbows or wrists, are directly. So again, this would be a little too tight. This is more relaxed. You can think palm under elbow. I just want to point out that it's not that tense. It's roughly palm under elbow or palm under palm. When you're on the circle, basically the concept of having this one up and under your elbow is that it's ready. If we have one arm down here at our side, it takes a lot longer to go from here to here than it does from here to here, right? So that's why in Ba Gua, we always have one arm ready. So Ba Gua drills, that's why we don't have one arm down at the side, right? We're always right there, right there, right there. That's how you block, that's how you defend your center line. All right, another little breath. That's a little bit of new information to absorb for the day. Okay. Okay, I want to open up with any questions. Kind of new material. Any questions, any clarifications for today? Is that somewhat making sense? Okay, good. All right. I think that's enough new material for today. Let's end with a body scan or kind of a yoga nidra. And we can make this one really simple. This is something you can do for yourself. So seated is good. You can do this, you know, yoga nidra or body scan. You can do this when you're laying down in bed in the morning or before you go to sleep at night. And it's just this nice little check-in. So let's just take a few breaths, kind of let go. That was some new things for the day. Whatever you were carrying yesterday or last week or last month, just let it go. Let's take 9 in and out breaths, and you can do it on your own pace. I'm going to breathe audibly. You can breathe with me, or you can do 9 in and out on your own. Let's bring our awareness to the top of our heads. And as we go through this, you can pick whichever feels good for you. It's daytime right now, so I'm going to pick sunlight. But if it was evening and I was going to bed, I might pick starlight or moonlight. But let's just imagine a little bit of sunlight at the top of our head. Just imagine sunlight filling the crown area of your head. Breathing in and out, slow and smooth. And we're going to just pull that sunlight down and in through the forehead, eyebrows, back of the head, ears, eyes, nose, cheeks, jaw, mouth, chin, back of the neck, front of the neck. Pulling down that sunlight and just imagining it filling the space in your body. Sunlight, warmth, light, energy in your shoulders, upper back, chest, upper arms, elbows, breathing, pulling in that light, just feeling light filling the space within your body. Filling your elbows, your forearms, wrists, hands, thumbs, fingers, palms. Light filling your lungs, your heart, stomach, everything in your torso. Light filling your entire upper body. Light filling your low back, your pelvis, hips. Light filling your lower body, your thighs, your knees. Light filling your legs, your calves, ankles, tops of your feet, heel, bottoms of your feet, toes. Light filling your entire lower body. Now connecting everything together, light filling your entire body. Just breathing in and out. Feeling your hands where they contact your legs. Feeling your feet where they contact the floor. Feeling your body as it's resting against the chair or the bed, the floor, the earth, wherever you are, just feeling the weight of your body. Feeling relaxed. Letting all tension melt away. pass down through the soles of your feet, out through the floor, into the earth. Gently releasing, saying goodbye to whatever tension you were holding today. Feeling a little lighter, a little more relaxed, a little more calm and centered. Count 9 breaths in and out on your own pace. When you finish your 9 breaths, if your eyes were closed, you can open them. Wiggle your fingers or your toes. Open your eyes slowly, look around the room. You can circle your wrists or your ankles. Just get present, back in the present room, present time and space. And that's a lot of energy moved for the day. Good work. And if we don't have any questions, just kind of relax, and the replay will be available later, and I will see everyone next week. Thanks for being here. Take care. Bye.